Mega-Bitch versus Giant Douchebag.
You're watching Kruger Nation Horror Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to run down my list of the top 5 Mega-Bitches versus Giant Douchebags in the history of horror movies.
Beverly Randolph, Tina from Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, so number 5 isn't technically a bitch, but she did tell Trash to put her clothes back on in Return of the Living Dead, so you're an honorary bitch.
Susan Sullivan, Melissa from Friday the 13th, Part 7.
Melissa spends the entire movie walking over everybody, being a bitch. The new girl, Tina, who saw her father die when she was a child and has a little bit of mental issues, she's calling her crazy throughout the whole damn movie, so I think she gets number 4.
Zoe Trilling, Shirley from Night of the Demons 2.
Zoe Trilling, you are hot. But in Night of the Demons 2, you're a bitch. She spends the whole movie being a bitch, but she cons her friends into going to Hull House. Then once they get there, she acts like she's gonna have a human sacrifice. It's kind of a prank, but who does that as a prank? I mean, shit. They're holding a knife above the girl's chest, the girl's all tied up. I think she definitely gets number 3.
Lillian Chauvin as Mother Superior from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
It seems like in movies, Mother Superior always gets played up as being this gigantic bitch. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 is no different. Mother Superior is a massive bitch. She doesn't even accept the fact that this boy is traumatized and that he may be remembering all these things that happened to him in his past. But she's tying him to beds, she's beating him for just seeing things, and she actually makes him sit on Santa Claus's lap like a bitch. He's terrified of Santa Claus. You're number 2.
Adrienne Barbeau as Wilma from Creepshow.
If you've seen Creepshow, you'll know that Adrienne Barbeau plays a bitch almost too well. I mean, her husband spends the entire movie daydreaming about killing her. Everybody that meets her thinks she's just the most vulgar, obnoxious piece of shit they've ever met in their life. And she thinks she's God's gift to the world. I mean, she thinks she's the best wife. She thinks she's just this great person, and in the end, she gets hers. So she is number 1.
Auf dem Lande, auf dem Meer lauert das Verderben. Die Kreatur muss.
Travis Van Winkle as Trick from Friday the 13th, 2009.
This dude is the epitome of douchebag. I mean, either he's a really great actor or he's really a douchebag. He's one of those rich kids who thinks that everything's owed to him in life, and he walks around calling people guy, and he treats people like shit, like they're scum of the earth, you know? He's one of those rich kids that just fucking gets it.
Terry Thomas as Arthur from Vault of Horror.
This guy is real organized and neat, but every minute of his day he treats his wife like shit. And she's always, bending over backwards trying to, clean up and do things, his way. And one day she just goes overboard and tries to do everything, and she's stressing out, and something snaps, and she beats him to death with a hammer. And that right there is a cautionary tale.
Robert Sedgwick and Christian Slater as Lee and Andy from Tales from the Dark Side.
Lee and Andy are a couple of yuppie bitches, and Lee's character is up for a scholarship against Steve Buscemi's character, who works at the museum. They accuse Steve Buscemi's character of stealing something from the museum, and Lee wins the scholarship by default, which he didn't even write the paper, and if that's not douchey enough, he only wants the scholarship money so when he goes to Europe for the summer, he can buy a Maserati. So, he is a douche, and he gets what's coming to him.
Alan Kaiser as Brad from Night of the Creeps.
Bleached blonde, bitch-faced, douchebag Brad from Night of the Creeps is number 2 on my list. He has an awesome girlfriend who he could give a crap less about. He's got all his douchebag friends. He spends the whole movie just being a complete ass. But what makes him number 2 on the douche list is that there's actually a scene where he trips a handicapped guy with arm crutches. And on purpose. Like, how douchey is that? Douche number 2.
Christopher Stone as Bill from The Howling.
Okay, I think the reason this guy gets number 1 on the douche list is because his wife is brutally attacked by a serial killer. And so they go on a retreat together, to kind of clear their head and get things back together. And the first thing he does when they get there is he cheats on her, and then he freaking beats the hell out of her. Okay, if that's not douchey enough, he becomes a werewolf. Okay, that part's not really douchey, it's out of his control, but still, if he didn't cheat, he wouldn't be a werewolf, prick. So that wraps up the Kruger Nation Mega-Bitch vs. Giant Douchebag countdown. Originally, I had 20 names on each of these lists, but I had to narrow it down to about 5 each. So if you have any Mega-Bitches or Giant Douchebags, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. You probably have a lot of different ones that I didn't think about, or you may have some of the same ones, which is cool. Maybe your reasoning's a little bit different. But I didn't put any villains on the list because I feel that, douchebags and Mega-Bitches are kind of in their own separate category. But yeah, let me know what you think. Give me some suggestions for show ideas, anything like that. Anything that you want to, say about the show, or if you like or dislike, just let me know. And until next time, Kruger Nation, peace.
Auf dem Lande, auf dem Meer lauert das Verderben. Die Kreatur muss sterben.